Hey there, friends and foes. Welcome back to Back of the Cereal Box. I'm the prophet of pop culture, John Pica, and on the other side of the screen is...
I'm D'Elle Memphis, your mildly psychotic retro glamour ghoul hosting this morning.
And we got a great show for you this morning. We're going to do all the usual stuff. We're going to show some cool loot, but we've got some great guests. It is a midnight snack of horror-flavored and gothic geek pop culture.
At 8 a.m.
And D'Elle?
We're going to start right now.
All right, D'Elle Memphis, we are back. I am the pop culture John Pica. I am the prophet of pop culture. D'Elle, whatever got you discombobulated this morning has bled across the interwebs to me.
It has been chaos, absolute chaos in this morning. We are having thunderstorms here. People are losing power left and right. It's everything is a little bit off. But that's good for this kind of show now, isn't it? Things to be just a little off.
For this morning, yeah. So for those of you who are watching, and Brian Wensloff is already watching, he says, Good morning,
Brian.
Here's how this show works. There came a day, unlike any other day, when the question was asked, wouldn't it be cool if a group of best friends could get together and sit down and watch cartoons, talk about comics, toys, cool geek pop culture stuff, movies that we all love? And the answer was yes. And the Back of the Cereal Box was born. And that's what we do. That's basically what this is. It's a round table. It's a grown-up geek show and tell.
Yes, it is. Very much so. And then, of course, you have me pop in. It's like, hey, can we do something horror themed? Can we do something dark and gothic? That just is like my pumpkin.
Well, that totally fits because D'Elle Memphis, when I was a kid, a lot of times those afternoon matinee movies were scary movies. They were B and C list horror movies.
Exactly.
And, so we finished watching the cartoons, we'd watch the pro wrestling, and then we'd flip it over to Channel 43 and watch Superhost. And
you know what? I'm going to age myself right here. It wasn't so much the Saturday morning. I would come home from school and I would sit down and I would watch Dark Shadows with my brother every day. Every day. I'm a huge Dark Shadows fan.
A lot of people and I'm going to age myself, of our generation are, and you know what? I have never seen a single episode.
I would recommend it highly. I have them all, and then we went kind of after the fact, and my brother bought me the entire collection, which is enormous. I mean, it's on DVD and it's enormous. And then he went back and got the pre-Barnabas series portion of the series. I didn't even know that was a thing, but yeah, and so awesome.
Well, let's bring in our regular co-host, the incomparable Dee Bartee.
Hello, Miss Dee.
Hello.
And Dee said the only reason she's up this morning is because there are thunderstorms. That's not true. You're up because you were going to be on the show.
Yep. That's it. Because I love getting up so early and being here so bright and cheerful early in the morning.
I seem to recall having a conversation about that last night. It's like, why 8 a.m.? Why can't it be 9, 8:30 even?
Well, if I got up at 8 a.m., that would be different. But I have to be here, dressed, coffee, half dressed.
You know how long it takes to do this?
Yeah, but now you've got it out of the way, and the rest of the day is going to be wide open.
I'm going to bed as soon as we get out of here. I'm not a morning person.
Look, I didn't do anything. I just woke up.
I'm up at 5 a.m.
You look
every
beautiful
day.
as you just wake up. I look scary, like a crone coming out of the woods to get you.
Well,
Swamp Witch.
D'Elle Memphis, before we talk about what is in our cereal bowls, do we want to bring on the other guests?
Please.
Okay.
Please. All right. So first up, now I have, as most people have probably already heard, we are spinning off Scream Queens, and my two hostesses that will be joining me are Kat Malone. Kat is an incredible pinup model and a horror gothic fan herself. She is the queen of all things dark and gloomy.
You know what else she is the queen of?
Hot red hair.
And
Okay,
gymnastics on Instagram.
Oh, yes. If you do not know this about Kat, she is a competition gymnast still. And I know that a lot of times, and I don't mean to say still as in, oh, Kat, you're old, because you're not old, Kat, by any stretch. But I know that a lot of gymnasts wrap up their career pretty early, and you're still out there doing it, and you are badass. Yeah.
Oh,
yes, she is.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's quite an entrance, guys. Yeah, it's not as glamorous as you think it is. It's just, getting out there, doing a little something, and try not to break your hip. So, just something to keep you going.
Well, I'm going to go take a Pilates class this morning after this show for the first time. I don't know what to expect from that.
You're all right. Well, you'll have to let us know.
Be sore.
Yeah,
don't break anything.
All right. So my next guest this morning, I am going to go ahead and bring in my second co-host for Ice Cream Queens, and that is, Lauren Knight. Oh, looking pretty good as Freddie there.
Thank you.
And her outfit is going to get us some great ratings.
Isn't it though? Yeah, I think we're good. So I've known Lauren for quite a while too, and Lauren is one of the major goth players in this area, in my opinion. And she's actually she and I have been to HorrorCon together, and made a scene, and then went to the locals restaurant to eat, and because it was kind of a small town con, and scared the crap out of the locals, and it was a lot of fun.
Stop staring at us.
That's always the best part. I also want to bring in my next special guest. Her name is Magda Miller, and I've known Magda for quite some time now. Hello, Magda.
Good morning, everyone.
And Magda has a love of all things horror, all things gothic, and she's just a very interesting person. She's extremely artistic, extremely educated, and will be a blast to hear her opinions and her thoughts on this today.
And gorgeous hair.
Oh my gosh, isn't it?
Love it. Love it.
And I think we have one more. Do we have one more looming around somewhere?
We do. And
I think he kind of wandered in. So, but yeah, let's bring it in. Let's just go ahead and bring him in and see how it goes. He's a friend of mine.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. So yeah.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, Jason. Okay. And for those of you who don't know, this is Jason Voorhees. This is not Freddy. This is not Michael Myers. But if you call him Jason Freddy Krueger, we won't cry too much. But we will send him to your house. So there's that. I'm just curious. Do you answer to Jason Freddy Krueger? I'm going to take that as a yes. I am going to take that as a yes.
And see, I'm taking that as a no.
I'm taking that as a no. Oh God, he's got okay. All right. Okay. So, and as you know, Jason's background is a serial killer, and yeah. So
and
that's a little bit about
us. Power went out.
Oh yes.
It didn't. I'm just kidding.
So you are in an undisclosed location. Is that correct, Jason? Okay. All right. Moving on.
I think 2 taps means yes.
2 taps means yes. So now that we've had a chance, let's just take a moment. What is everybody eating cereal-wise this morning?
So I'll start. This week we got our very first shipment of Magic Spoon grain-free cereal. So this is the cookies and cream flavor. I've got 4 boxes of it to try because we hope to bring them on as a sponsor. And for those of you who are like, why are you guys eating cereal on a podcast? Well, we're called Back of the Cereal Box. And when I was a kid, we didn't have iPads or iPhones at the cereal table. We had just the back of the cereal box. And Magic Spoon has created a very intricate maze for you to play while you're eating your cookies and cream cereal. So I have not tried this yet. So I'm going to be trying it for the very first time live here on, this is compelling broadcasting right here. And big thunderclap. And as D'Elle Memphis mentioned, we got huge storms all throughout Middle Tennessee and Western Tennessee. And this is the cookies and cream flavor. I did try the cinnamon flavor, and it was delicious.
So you said it's grain-free. Does that mean it's like gluten-free?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just, okay.
So here's what's really different about this cereal. You taste the milk first, and then the flavors come out, kind of as you're chewing it. But it is the high-protein, keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, wheat-free, naturally flavored, totally delicious, childlike cereal for grown-ups. It says so right on the box.
You know what? We're going to have to take your word on how this tastes because everything you just said sounds like cardboard. But
no, I was taking it back.
It's kind of amazing.
Honestly, though, if I could find a good gluten-free cereal that avoids gluten and milk, just because milk is not my friend as I eat my cereal.
Well, I'm using almond milk, and this is delicious. It's really good.
Can we just real quick talk about the back of that cereal box, though? Because that maze was freaking amazing. If I was like 7 again, I would be sitting down at the table with a pen on the back of that box for
What do you mean?
For like at least a good 30 minutes.
You didn't have to be 7. You'd do that now.
That's true. That is quite true.
Well, and here's what's really cool is every box, at least in this first wave, has a maze like this, but it's a different one for every box. So they like mazes.
All right.
I love those back of the cereal box games. So Dee Barty, we know that you completely reject the theme of the show and you're just drinking coffee, but are you drinking any special coffee?
My coffee.
What coffee do you go to? I'm a coffee. I'm a bit of a. I'm one of the coffee girls. I'm one of those. I'm a coffee snob. So what do you drink? What is your go-to coffee?
Don't make fun of me, okay?
Okay, I will. I promise I will.
So I like the Starbucks house blend with pumpkin spice creamer.
Yes,
you didn't say
pumpkin spice.
Hey, you didn't say Folgers, so we're not gonna, or Maxwell House. Good. So we're good. Okay. Yeah, I actually, my favorite. There's a company called Iron Bean, and they make a coffee. They make a lot of coffees. Every coffee I've ever had by them is absolutely delicious. But they make one that's basically there's one called Serial Killer, and it's red velvet flavored. Oh, it's so glorious. So do you want to see what I'm eating?
Yeah, and DL, I've approached that coffee company about maybe providing some in-kind merchandise.
Let me talk to them because I spend a lot of money with them. So let me go ahead and talk to them, and I will be glad to ask and see what they might do for a faithful follower. We have a lot of faithful followers in our house of Iron Bean. So hang on, I'm gonna show you my bowl. Can y'all see that? Oh wait, where's my camera?
It's just I can't read it.
Oh, I'm going the wrong way. A bunch of hocus pocus.
Ooh, I love that.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
Oh yes. So this morning I'm actually eating. I'm being really. There's nothing fun about it, but it's tasty. Good old fashioned Cheerios, but these are Oat Crunch, and they're Cheerios with oats on them. They're delicious. So. Okay, Lauren, what are you eating, and do you have chopsticks with it?
I don't have chopsticks. I just have my glove today. But
Okay.
I am eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch just for the point of I want to show you how a 3-year-old opens a box of cereal.
That's fantastic.
Yes,
I
my
don't know.
daughter opened the cereal.
I feel like
Oh,
Jason
also-
would do that too.
The back is really cute too.
Do we think Jason would open a box of cereal like a 3-year-old?
I'm thinking
Jason?
machete.
Mm.
Oh, I
Do you
said the
even
magic
eat
word.
cereal?
Cleaver!
There you go.
Now we know. Do you eat
Perfection.
cereal, Jason?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh God,
you-
put that back. Put it back. Put
do
it back.
you-
Put it back.
Do you eat, Jason?
Right.
Souls of his victims. These souls.
No, that's me.
Okay. All right. Good. So, Kat, what are you eating this morning?
I've got just your Frosted Flakes.
Classic.
You know,
Classic is good.
right? Everybody's on this health kick, and I'm over here like, yeah, I've got, you know, all the sugar and all the goodness here in this box.
Hey, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is not healthy. So
No,
you're not
but-
alone.
But
I've already
Cinnamon
chowed
Toast
mine
Crunch-
down, so
I know Cheerios claims to be, but it's not.
Well, let me tell you before we go to Magna, this Magic Spoon cereal, it has stayed crispy, and
Ooh.
it gets better. Like the chocolate flavor comes out the longer that it's in the milk, and it turns the milk into chocolate milk.
Wow. Let me
That is
see.
so
Tip
cool.
your ball.
I don't know if you can see it. Hold on.
hence that cardboard consistency.
Okay. Well, yeah, I can see that.
No, it's crispy. It's light. It's delicious.
All right. Magda,
I'm excited.
Mm.
what
It
are
looks
you?
Meanwhile, over
delicious.
here, I am officially the biggest child amongst the group because I have chocolate frosted flakes with spooky marshmallows. So
That is so cool.
I
and
love
all
it.
all the sugar in the world today. So
Sometimes
but
you
no,
need all of the sugar,
better
especially.
yet, better yet.
Oh.
I have a seek and find on the back of my cereal.
Oh,
Looking
that's
for spooky
fantastic.
spoons.
Love it.
It's nice.
that's fantastic.
We've got the mad scientist. We've got the monster party. It's the crypt, the whole lot.
Magna for
Are the
the
best.
theme. Magna for the thematic win.
Yes. Yes, very much so.
All the sugar.
So do we want to take a second before we kind of jump into like the bulk of it and thank our sponsors? Because I know we have a lot of sponsors and we have some new ones coming in and just
Absolutely. So we want to thank Willow Schuyler and the Hangin' with Web Show TV network.
Mhm.
They are promotional partners of ours, and they have been brand evangelists for us, and we really, really appreciate them. As a matter of fact, this is as good a time as any to just let you know that when D'Elle, Barty, or myself are unavailable because we're at conventions or on site, Willow will be one of our regular fill-in hosts moving forward.
awesome.
She did a great job a couple of weeks ago, and we are very appreciative. And we need to acknowledge author Cindy Kep.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
And I am just going to show this real quick before we run the next commercial. So in honor of this morning's show, This is a piece of artwork that Doug Aller and I did. This is for the League of Impossibilists webcomic. We are an original cosplay group. That's me, right? Oh, that's me right there. And
gotta find your camera.
Yeah. And we go to conventions and whatnot. We're based on the original characters from my Tales of the Decoverse book series. And Doug Aller said, hey, you guys need a comic book. And this is page 1 from issue 2, but you can get issue 1 at patreon.com/impossibilists. And let's take a look.
That is awesome. By the way, I see that Willow says good morning, and Cindy Kep has said good morning to us as well. Hello. Okay, so
and Brian has a question for Jason.
Oh, Jason's getting more questions than we are already. What's up with that?
He's prettier.
Jason, how do you feel about being stuck in limbo because of the lawsuit? Oh, you hurt Jason's feelings.
Now you've made him sad.
Never mind. He's back. Okay, we're good. He's going to come get you, Brian. Just so you know, we're sending him your address right now. Do you have a pen, Jason? I'll text it to you. Are we good on that? Okay.
Okay, big boy.
It's like
go take a
he's
swim.
Looking into your soul. Okay. Go take a swim. All right.
Hey, D'Elle, I'm gonna go to the background and leave it to you. I'll still be producing, but you're taking over from here on out.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the show and tell portion of the day. And I know that we have some really cool loot, and because this group always has cool loot. So who's got something cool to show?
I do.
Nope.
Oh, wait.
I have something
Magda.
fabulous.
Oh.
I happen to know that D'Elle is a fan of the Dahlia murders.
I have obsessed.
The Living Dead dolls. Dahlia. She's coming. She's very happy to be here.
Only slightly possessed.
She's lovely. She comes in her own darling little.
I'm trying to look and see if she's got the she's cut in half, and she's got the
I noticed and stitched back.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So she's lovely. She doesn't have her flower, but she comes in 2 variations.
Oh.
She's in color and a black and white version where she's opposite.
Oh, wow.
And I could complete with the stitches and her ever so charming smile.
Oh, yes.
As you can see, I have a bit of a thing for Living Dead dolls. I think all told, I've got just over 200.
Good Lord. I didn't know they made that many.
Oh, yeah, they've been going for a couple of decades now. But as you can see, I can only fit so many on my coffin shelf. But they are lovely. Although, one more before I move it to someone else. My absolute favorite dolls are the twins, Hazel and Hattie. Yes, they are twin joined.
They're so creepily cute. I love
the
them.
twin and the evil twin.
I'm trying to think of who the musical artist is. My youngest turned me on to a album recently that was called Evelyn and Evelyn.
Evelyn, yes.
Yes.
My little creepy daughter absolutely loves them. She listens to them quite frequently.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So, Kat, we're going to move to Kat next. What do you have? Anything creepy, fun?
I've got, it's not as cool as those dolls for sure, but got me a Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger little claw here.
Awesome.
And I don't know. It's just something kind of fun. That's right.
Oh, Jason.
We still love you,
Not that one
Jason.
machete
We still
was just
love
enough.
you.
No.
You've got a special place in my heart, Jason.
Yes.
You know, if anything, it's going to serve as a great cat toy or, you know, something fun to pull out Halloween with the kids.
Now, when you say cat toy, do you mean like you're going to wear it in like, meow, cat toy? But
I actually have a cat that claws up everything. So, you know, it's nice to reciprocate the action back over here. As you can see her climbing my curtains.
We have a note here or a comment here from Jeremiah Patton, and he is saying that his kid is a fan of Evelyn and Evelyn too. And Brian is really just kind of fascinated with Jason this morning. He has a Jason mask. So
Twinsies.
Lauren, what do you have? Is that out? I'm moving on. Sorry. What do you have?
Oh, I'm showing my love of Krueger today I made this dress, I crocheted that, but I also really need to show my love of Hell. Yeah, I hand crocheted this.
Is that a puzzle box?
Lovely.
It is a Hellraiser puzzle box. It's a Rubik's Cube.
Oh!
And I could not pass it up. I'm a huge Hellraiser fan as well. I have the puzzle box tattooed on my back. So when I had the opportunity of getting this, that was like I think it might have been I think it was a gift. Someone was like, "Here, Lord," and I was just like, "Thank you, shiny." So,
my precious.
Yes, like a goblin with horror things.
Dee, do you have anything that you want to share with us today?
No, I just there's nothing interesting. I'm just playing background. I look like I'm first to die in a horror movie.
We were tossing coins. We were I think Jason is saying, yes, you are. You are the first to die.
Yeah, he's got a thing for blondes.
Yes, he does. Just to be the gracious hostess, and I'm really even kind of concerned to ask this. Jason, do you have anything new or something you want to show and tell? Or
Yes,
oh God, he does.
Of the horror world. What does he have?
A hatchet. A hatchet.
Lovely.
That's actually cool. It's very pretty.
Looks well used.
Yeah.
Must have some really strong shoulder muscles using that all the time.
Stop picking. It won't heal if you don't stop picking.
What's her name? His name is Jason.
Jason, we're making new fans for you this morning. A new fan. So, Jason, do you have anything else to show us, or just going to stick with the... Oh, God, there's more.
Oh.
He has two. Is that a fire axe?
That's pretty. Surprised he hasn't popped up with a head yet.
I feel like... Give him a minute. Give him a minute.
Don't spoil the surprise.
Yeah.
Just make sure it's not mine.
Put it back. Put it back.
Oh, you're so pretty.
That'll spoil your breakfast.
You know what? Lauren is a whiz with makeup. I think she could probably help you. I think between Kat, Lauren, and myself, we could probably fix that. Do you want us to try?
Maybe a bit of wall putty.
Well, go on then, Lauren.
Scratching.
So I have a very interesting little item that I want to share. So there is, and I keep saying so bear with me. There is a company out called the Bee Guys, and if you're at all familiar, there is an issue with honeybees going away and becoming extinct, and so they're a part of a conservation group. They're based out of Louisiana, and they go and collect honey from graveyards. And it is, I don't know if you can see this that well. Where's my camera? But it's,
there you go.
They actually take it out of, like, some of it comes from tombstones, some of it comes from mausoleums, but, and then anything that you buy, it is, it's a little cold in here. Anything that you buy goes towards helping them with bee conservation, but it's really cool. But it's haunted honey. I saw that and I'm like, you know what? I want to know what haunted honey tastes like. And honestly, it kind of tastes like, death. It just tastes like death. Just like dead people. No, it's actually very delicious. It is very, very delicious. So I want to go ahead and get started with just kind of the bulk of what we're here today for. And hey, Kat, you've kind of been my longtime go-to horror girl. So when did you become a horror fan?
I can't even, honestly, I can't even put a date or an age or anything like that. And it's, my mother was very, she was very free range at raising, I guess, me, where we would go to rated R movies when we were 5. And so I honestly cannot recall the age when I started liking horror movies, but definitely at some point in the early 80s. I think the first horror movies I remember that I really just gravitated to and loved was the Poltergeist series. Like, that was my favorite as a child. I loved those. And then later on, I had a best friend who, when she moved in town, she had a sister. And when I saw her picture hanging up on the wall, I really thought it was Heather O'Rourke. Just looking at the image, I was like, holy crap, your sister was in Poltergeist. She's like, no, that's my sister Heather. But so it was really kind of neat, and we still joke and laugh about it today. But I love those very right off the bat from an early age. And then, and then it moved into Nightmare on Elm Street, and then of course Friday the 13th. And then when I got a little older, I started kind of digging backwards into like the 60s horror, and then even some of the 2000s horror later on. But I can't honestly tell you when there was a set time when I got into it. I think I was just kind of naturally gravitated towards it. It kind of just pulled me in, and it still does.
Lauren, do you remember the first movie you ever saw? First horror movie?
No, but I know what it was. I've been told. My sisters showed me all of the, I think, Freddy Krueger 3 Dream Warriors when I was like 2. And so that was my first one. And it took off from there. No, my big favorites growing up were definitely Krueger. I loved Krueger at Hellraiser. I loved Chucky, the Child's Play movies.
Yes.
And they had a special place in my heart. And then they came out with Bride of Chucky, like right when I was kind of getting into like a little bit older. And there was Tiffany. She also has a special place in my heart.
Yes.
Really got to give Anne Rice a lot of credit too. I know that's not exactly it's like horror side-ish because it's kind of drama-y too. But Interview with the Vampire played a big role in my love of like vampires and all of that, and which kind of spawned more horror things on the vampire side.
So
I have
just
about 5 million more if you want me to keep going.
No, we can move. We can keep on moving along. So, Magda, when you hear the word or the phrase "scream queen," because I mean, I think that's basically what women have been referred to most of during the horror genre. From the history of it. What do you think of when you hear the phrase "scream queen"?
Well, honestly, the first thing that comes to mind would be like, say, the Hammer films or Amicus or one of those, because I tend to be a bit more towards the classic. See, since I grew up with more of the atmospheric and, say, spooky UK sort of films, so a lot of Ingrid Pitt or Madeline and Mary Collinson, Veronica Carlson, Martinique, what's her name? Martinique Bestwick, or even Ursula Andress. All of the women that were the beginning of the getting away from standard victims. Because at first it was all either a voluptuous victim or a vampy vixen. So either way, they were going to die, just different ways. Either they were going to die via the bad guy, or they were going to die via the hero. And so to me, it's that the standard stereotypical thing that always gets saddled, especially in the beginning of the movies, with you're either a whore or Madonna. So you're a victim or you're the vampire. And to me, I like that. I like the scream queens that are more of a one side of the spectrum or the other. Not always the victim, not always the one who's screaming because she's being chased, but sometimes screaming because she's doing the chasing.
Lovely, lovely. Jason, would you be okay if like one of our scream queens here chased you with a knife or an axe?
Oh, well, I don't have.
We would do
I
it.
don't have my purse.
That would be a little
Matches
strange,
your
wouldn't it?
cleaver. You know, you can be stylish at the same time, you know. I do love my purse. It's lovely. It matches, Jason.
I'll be honest with you, Jason. If you ever got hit with a woman's purse, it'd probably knock you out, knock you right
Damage.
out. That's what happened. That's what happened. Oh my gosh. Okay, I knew it. I knew it. So Dee, I know that you have expressed to us that you are not 100% familiar with a lot of horror, but I'm just going to make this very broad. If you could pick, I'm going to be nice. If you could pick a franchise that you would want to be part of, you know, if you could put yourself into any horror franchise or vampire franchise or anything like that, dark and creepy, what franchise would you want to be part of?
I don't know, because I don't really do dark and creepy.
Okay.
It really scares me. I mean, I like thrillers, but like all the movies that you guys are talking about, like I've literally never seen any of them because I'm such a chicken. Actually, I take that back. I did see Bride of Chucky, but that was it.
What about like the old classics, like the Universal? None of those either. Okay.
Nope.
Those are safe. Those are usually pretty tame, and they are classics. So
like the closest I would get to any of that is like A Quiet Place or like Bird Box, or you know, those are thrillers, not really horror movies. I can't handle the gore, the violence. It just is very disturbing to me. And I can't sleep, so I just don't watch it.
So,
but I am about women in power, so I do love that.
Oh yes, well, and you know, and that's actually something that you're starting to see a lot more in horror movies, where it is becoming very, very female focused and very women focused. And as Magda was commenting, it's not just women being the victims anymore, and we're wearing many hats and playing many roles. So I love that. Absolutely love that.
And you guys are gonna make fun of me, but I was totally like a Twilight fan. So yeah. I know. Vampire Diaries, that was kind of my thing.
Oh,
you know,
Damon was wonderful in that.
Right. I actually met them at a convention. It was quite lovely.
Awesome. Now, Lauren, I know that there are thousands of just incredible women. And I'm actually going to throw this out to you and Kat. So either one of you, feel free to answer. I know that somebody in this industry has had a great impact on not only what you watch and your interests, but who you have become. I know you mentioned Anne Rice earlier. I'm a huge Anne Rice fan, and grew up during the the 80s when, the Interview with the Vampire was at its heyday, and I went to New Orleans. We stayed in New Orleans for long periods of time. I lived in the vampire scene for a while. So, I mean, I absolutely loved it. You go to the vampire goth balls and stuff like that, and it's just glorious. But, I mean, I don't know that I would have had my love of New Orleans and vampire and horror to the point that I am now if it wouldn't have been for Anne Rice. So, who is a lady who has greatly influenced you personally?
I want to go back to Nightmare, not Before Christmas. Wow. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
So I
I've
haven't had
seen
any
that one.
coffee yet, okay?
Yeah,
but yeah, I
that
gotta
would
bring
work.
up Nancy because she was like she was the original girl that I got to see because it was my first, introduction into horror. But she wasn't just the, oh no, screaming. She had that. I mean, she was being chased. There was tongue phones and all of that. You got the screams, but she also fought back. Like, she got a booby trap system. She home aloned the house and was like fighting back against Krueger. I thought that was the coolest thing, that she was like, nope, I'm gonna stand up for myself, I'm gonna beat you. So haha. Maybe she didn't end up doing that in the end, but she tried, and that was a really big influence on me. It's like, oh, you don't just have to be the victim, you can like fight back against people. That's really cool. So that would be one of my top ones. Second, I would have to pull Tiffany back out again from Bride of Chucky, which is so many people hate that movie. I grew up loving it. I'm sorry, because I loved it. She was like,
I actually like that one.
I love that she was like the vixen, and she wasn't afraid to be like, dress how she wants and be attractive and be sexy and seduce men, but also kill them while she's doing it. Like, she used that as, she wasn't just oh, I'm the sexy girl and then I get dead. Like, I get killed because I did the things, like in other horror movies from before. She was like, oh no, I'm attractive and all of this stuff, but also I'll murder you. So that was like, I thought really cool too.
Yes. Kat, I'm going to throw this one kind of at you too, just because I know that there's a lot of women, I think, in horror that have greatly influenced you and your style and who you are. So,
well, on the fighting back women, I'm going to have to agree with Lauren. The Nancy, definitely on Nightmare on Elm Street. She got to a place there at the end where she almost looked psychotic. It was just great. I love that. And then when I think of women who really fought, and this isn't even really like, I wouldn't even say this is really like your kind of like horror, but I almost think of the movie Death Becomes Her, where you have Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep.
I love that movie.
I love that movie.
Back and forth with each other. And I'm like, this is the best right here. Like, if you're going to fight and you have two women who are just completely just trying to annihilate each other, this movie has got it going on for women as far as fighting, because usually the women is the helpless, they're the ones that get either slashed or murdered right off the bat. But when I see those two broads, man, they've got it going on.
I tell you what, and that is the perfect frenemies story. We all have people in our lives that it's like we love them, but if I could blow a hole in their stomach, I probably would. But yeah, we all have those people.
I was looking at horror related ideas for women last night, just kind of like doing a general overview because of the show coming up, and I found a movie that I've not seen that now I'm really going to have to see. It's called Happy Death Day, and it's about this girl who gets murdered.
There's two.
There's two, yeah. But apparently it's like Groundhog's Day. So she starts off as like a sorority girl. She gets murdered. She wakes up again. Same day over and over. And apparently, from what I read, this character's transition from like sorority girl into learning every single detail of the day and becoming this badass at the end. Can I say that word? I'm sorry.
Well, you did.
Sorry.
Well,
apparently that one's really good. So that's one I'm going to be checking out, like, just because of this show and me doing research. I was excited. So I wanted to share
watch
that with
them
y'all.
both. Watch them both back to back because they really play off each other and it's really good.
Brian is mentioning Jamie Lee Curtis in the original Halloween, and she pretty much to me is the iconic original Scream Queen. By the way, my dog is right here, so if you wonder what I'm doing, he's like not in the picture, but he's like chilling out. But one of the things that I really loved about Jamie Lee Curtis's character is her evolution, and especially in the very last film. There's a lot in between that I'm dropping out and just going with, the end of it and everything, where she was psychotic. She fought back. She trained her kids to fight back, her grandkids to fight back. And she really, sorry, Jason, she really became almost a Betty Badass. And I did it too. Sorry. We're sorry, Johnny. But yeah, I absolutely love her. Absolutely love her.
Hey, I say badass all the time on the show. You're okay.
Good.
Perfect. So we were talking about tropes earlier, and there are actually many different tropes. You do have the virgin, and you do have the vixen, but I kind of look at several other. You have, and bear with me, I'm kind of referring to my notes right now, but you have the damsel in distress. You have the pregnant host who is about to give birth to the spawn of Satan. You have the woman scorned that is coming for vengeance. You have the virgin, the sexually promiscuous, or as we like to say, the slut. You have the matriarch, who is the strong motherly figure that kind of rules everything. You know about those, don't you, Jason?
Like Carrie.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you have the lunatic, who is just like your insane ex-girlfriend that is causing just as much problem, as the killer. And then you have the smart one, the Velma Dinkleys of the group. And then you have the monster. So this is just going to be broad. Everybody throw out your answers, but let me see. Who would you be if you were in one of these roles? Who would you be? Magda, let's start with you.
I tend to like, as I said, the ones that sort of flip the script. They start out looking as though they're going to be the victim. They're going to be the one that you don't need to watch, that you need to protect. But in the end, they turn around and end up either being the killer or are helping the killer or just aren't what they appear to be. Like one of my favorites and one of the most early examples of women doing something completely different in a horror film has got to be Cat People. This is 1940s, which is very unique because up to this point, almost everything was just, screaming, running, pathetic little girls. And then you have Arena, who's this complex and deep and neither wholly good nor wholly bad character who spends the entire time trying to decide exactly what it is that she's going to do about the fact that she knows that there's a darkness inside her, and she can't decide whether she wants to crush it down or just let it go. And I love that. And the remake was not quite as complex and a bit more gory, but it still had the same concept that I love of a female being so utterly and completely not what you expect her to be.
All right. Lauren. Lauren, who are you? Who are you?
I have to love her answer. I would be the vixen, though. That's just me. But I do have another thing to add onto your list on the different types of women and the accidental bad guy. The one, the Carries, the fire starters, the ones who got tormented into being the bad guy.
The bully or the bullied.
Yeah, the bullied into bad guy.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know about you, but I've definitely pondered in my life locking people into a gym and burning them alive.
I think we all have. Yeah.
I think we have. I think we have a list. I think it's pretty safe to say. Jason, do you have a list of people that you would like to lock into a gym and burn or hatchet or
is that just too impersonal?
He strikes me as being hands-on.
No, okay.
Kat, who are you? We're casting parts in our own horror movie now. Who are you?
Probably the matriarch.
It's a good role.
Probably the person who kind of oversees all the madness, can see it from both angles. The crazy, the ones you've got to protect, you know. That seems to be probably where I would fit in.
As you're sitting there petting your cat.
I know.
That is a
As I love all the furry things.
Dee, I know you've already established yourself that you would be the first to die, but I mean, you have a role. You have a role, and I mean, what do you think you would be doing if we were in a horror movie and Jason was actually in this room with us and we were live and he were chasing us around? Who would you be? What would you be doing?
He has me muted. He keeps muting me. I'm like an open book, so I think I would probably be like the crazy person, like the crazy ex-girlfriend person, like, you know.
I love that.
Like the one that was like helping the killer out. Not quite the killer, but
the Saw movies. Spoiler, sorry.
I'm not hey, I'm not saying that Dee Barty holds grudges, but I'm just saying.
He's telling on you. I don't know. I could kind of see Dee being the final girl. I could actually see you being the final girl. I could see you being the one that survives because, you know, everybody else over here is trying to, you know, we're in roles that are almost expendable. But, you know, I think you could be a final girl easily.
She's the main character.
She's the main character.
I like that. I could do that.
Yeah, I'm going to pretty much go on and tell you that, yeah, I'm going to be the bad guy. But I'm not a slasher. I think I'd be the witch. I would be the swamp witch living in the middle of the swamp. And yeah, that
I'm the one that you think is innocent, but I'm not. That's who I am.
So, did you mention the secret bad guy? That's who I am.
The secret bad guy. Okay. All right.
So like the one that shows the chair, but you can only see like behind the chair and then their hands doing the thing, and that's all you ever get to see.
Yeah, Dee Barty knows that I am definitely a behind-the-scenes schemer.
What was the bad guy's name on Inspector Gadget? Now I'm just thinking, next time,
Dr.
Claw.
Yes.
I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
So, Kat, how do you think women in horror? How do you feel that it has changed? How representation of women in horror has changed from the beginning to now?
That's a good one. It varies, I think, from genre to genre. If it's a slasher film, of course, like the women were offered up as the sacrifice. But, you know, nowadays you could have a villain of a woman who can be just as evil as the guys out there. So I think it's changed on that. But now when it comes to like supernatural type horror movies, I would definitely say the women are probably a little more wicked. So as far as in today, I'm going to say the women are more so the villains and your supernatural type of like your witches and things of that sort. But it's kind of always kept the same theme from the past. It seems like things always kind of come back around. I mean, you think of like the Bride of Frankenstein, you know, she was, you know, created to be an equal. So, I mean, it just varies. I think it just depends on the writer, the director, and, you know, it's all changing. But like I said, it always flip-flops too.
Speaking of directors, in 2014, Jennifer Kent wrote and directed The Babadook. Has anybody watched The Babadook?
Not yet. It's on
Magda, you have. So when she wrote this book, or when she wrote this movie and this movie was released, it really kind of turned the industry on its ear, and it introduced horror from a different approach. And one of the things that I really liked about it, first of all, it was scary. And it addressed issues like childhood mental illness and the stresses it puts on parents, especially a single parent. And then this movie, I think, has been one of the pivotal movies that has really just kind of launched women into the spotlight, because I mean, it got a lot of attention. The character, the Babadook himself, is just creepy as all get out. Can you think of, I mean, what were your thoughts on the movie? Tell me what you were when you watched Babadook. What was your thoughts, and especially considering that it was created and written and directed by a woman?
I think it was a bit more atmospheric than quite a lot of the horror movies that we see, because there's so much like torture porn, you know, which it's in and of itself is a whole other genre that's just not my taste. I like the more cerebral. I like the ones that make you think and wonder what precisely is actually going on. And also, being a mother myself and having both a boy and a girl, there's something to me visceral, especially for a woman, in my opinion, of watching a child be in danger and not knowing how to fix it, how to save them, how to protect them, especially when it's something that's literally coming from the child. So how do you help them? How do you do anything? It felt like an extremely tense and almost claustrophobic, emotionally speaking, sort of movie. I thought it was brilliant.
Without actually spoiling it for the ladies here who have not seen that, and I do recommend highly to watch this movie. It is a wonderful movie. There is something very unexpected at the end that happens between the main character and the Babadook, and that was a bit shocking for me, because it was not an ending that I was expecting. So I thought that was done very well, very, very well. All right, so I know that we're getting close to the end of our hour, and so I just want to throw out one more question and for the ladies here, and just ask them, if you were hired to make a horror movie yourself, okay, because this could be happening with this crew. We could all get together and make a horror movie. What cliches would you change? What would you do different to flip the industry on its ear? Lauren?
I'm sorry.
Me.
Your question got me really excited. I have the coolest idea for a movie, and I don't ever have the time to write it down. So here, interwebs people, I guess here's my idea.
I'm hoping the Cabana Boy is listening. Let's hope he's listening.
So I want to do a movie that's like one of those haunted hotel kind of movies, and it shows all of the different like past decades of the scenes of people dying or getting murdered and all of that stuff. And like the big twist at the end is like every single time someone's walking through and like, oh, something ran past me and I'm suddenly cold, or like any of those instances, all of them tie together from all of the different eras, because they're all on a loop, and so they're all interacting and scaring each other from throughout time. And that's what I want to do. I don't know if it's been done, but if it has, send me the link and I'll watch it.
First of all, Lauren, that's brilliant. Second of all, there are plans underway that would be a great fit for, right, D'Elle?
Yes, there are plans on the way.
That's all we can say.
That's what we're saying. I'll share with you later.
You need costumes. I might know someone.
I know you know someone. I think there are a couple of people in this grouping that would be great at costuming.
Just remember, I am a trained actress, so keep that in mind.
All right. I'm hoping that the Cabana Boy is listening and taking notes. You know who you are. So, okay, the same question, kind of, Dee, what cliches do you think you could change in? I mean, I know. What do you think that you would change about horror today and make it more modern?
Well, I don't feel like I can really answer that question because I don't really watch a whole lot. So I think I'm going to bow out of this.
Okay. No, Dee.
I don't really know.
No, wait. Why don't you watch horror? What don't you like about horror movies?
That's
what you would. No, you don't like the gore, right?
I don't like the gore. Right. The jumping and the thriller and the mind, that doesn't bother me. It's the gore. I don't like the gore.
And there are a lot of horror movies out there that actually are not over the top gory, and they're more psychological and cerebral, and they make you think. And
those are the ones I watch. I just
not
don't-
his. Not his. These are not like that. Watch his though.
Jason.
Watch his. I'm sorry. Yours are my favorite. I promise. Yours are my favorite. We love you best of all. Brian's even commenting, there are lots of great horror movies with no gore. And I'm going to ask that people leave comments in this thread for movies that you can watch.
Yes.
Yes. We're going to make you a horror fan. Kat,
I love it.
Whether
would
you
you
want to be or
Kat?
not.
I would say how the cliche of the villain always chasing the woman and the woman running and screaming, and how she's always running and then the villain's always walking and not even really at a fast pace, almost like it's slow motion through Jello. I want to see the women stop running and turn around and look that fool in the eye and say, "Come on and bring it." That's what we're going to change, where the woman's going to be like, not today. No, I'm going to stop here and we're going to have a coup d'etat right here on my turf.
I think
that's a
Jason's trying to show
selection.
you.
Yeah, Dee, I think that's for you. I think that's for you, Dee.
Yeah,
Nice.
no, I don't think so. I know
He's
better.
a great PR guy. Oh my gosh. Jason, can we hire you to do PR and marketing for Ice Cream Queens? Got it.
Yes.
Brilliant.
If you promise not to kill us and we promise not to kill you, would you come and do a photo shoot with the three of us? Okay, ladies, bring your knives.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm
Knife
just curious. How big is your butcher knife, Kat? Just kidding.
How big is mine? Which one?
Step. Okay.
I thought that was some kind of code for Jason. How big's your butcher knife?
Oh my God. I didn't mean to go there. I didn't mean to go. Thank you, Dee. Dee went there. Oh, wait. Okay. He's got a big knife, it
How
looks
big's
like.
your butcher knife?
Wink.
Too bad.
Jason ran in part 2, according to Brian. Jason, do you run?
Just on a
Depends on if
treadmill.
it's worth chasing. Does that mean you're working out? Got it. Jason, we're going to wrap up. I have a question for you. So, the weather's getting warmer and people are planning a lot of vacations and a lot of trips, but we're still in the middle of the pandemic.
He has
Does
a
it
mask.
bother
He's
you
fine.
Does it bother you to think that you might not get any summer traffic at Crystal Lake this year? You haven't considered it? It's a pandemic. We're all wearing masks.
Oh,
Oh.
He's masked up.
You're fully masked.
Does it count with the holes in the mask?
Yeah, but you're... Where's he going?
Oh,
Where's he
gosh.
going?
Wow.
Oh,
He's all kinds of messed up.
he's
I'll let you borrow
prepared.
my
He's a
hat if you let
prepared
me borrow a
psychopath.
mask.
oh my God! It's almost like us
We
picking
could all
out what
borrow
we were
one.
going to wear this morning. He
That's
has
right.
asthma. Brian says Jason has asthma. Do you have asthma?
Is that what's up with the breathing? No.
No. Okay. Jason, which one's your favorite? Show us your favorite mask. Oh, he got excited for a minute there. Look at the hat. Ooh. Is that one really special? I take it this one's very special. Okay. All right. Okay. Are you at Crystal Lake? I mean, it looks kind of cabiny. It's yeah, I'm kind of wondering.
Hey, how's the water? I think I'd like to go for a swim.
Oh, he has an oar.
You wanna
Come on.
Come on down.
All right. All right. Well, Johnny, that's it for us right now. We're at the top of the hour, and I want to say thank you to all of my guests, Lauren and Kat, of course, and you're going to see them again with me on every other Sunday, or second and fourth Sundays, 8 p.m. We're going to get together and we are going to talk about all things goth, all things horror, and all the little creepy things. And I promise, yes, we are launching Ice Cream Queens. Yay! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And we have, can I go ahead and release our first topic so we can kind of
Absolutely. Yeah, let's tease the audience.
All right. So coming up on April the 11th, that's a Sunday night, 8 p.m., we're going to be talking about, nope, not Italian horror, Brian, bunny horror, bunny rabbits, bunny horror. Who knew? There are bunny rabbits all through horror. And yes.
So D-Bar-T has this look like, what?
Yes.
That was my reaction too, Dee. When she sent me the
The
topic,
only thing I could think is Fatal Attraction. That's the first thing that
I was like, wait. I was like, wait. What is bunny horror? And she sends me this list.
It's huge.
And I'm like,
to know that I know quite a few bunny horror films.
Save it for the show, guys. Save it for the show. We're not going to stop it, Brian. So, okay. So yes, we are going to talk about bunnies, and we're going to talk about bunnies in horror movies. And we're going to, some of us might wear bunny ears and have fluffy tails. And I'm seeing that on,
That's like right after Easter. That's perfect timing.
Exactly.
look, I want to see Lauren wear a bunny tail. What?
I'll do the ears. Showing you the bunny tail means I would have to get dressed farther than like the waist down. I'm wearing slippers and no pants, y'all.
You know, that show is an evening show. I'm just saying.
That's the good thing about a podcast. It's like you can only see from here up.
Yep. So. I agree. I'm in my jammies.
And I also want to say thank you to Magda for joining us. And I am sure we will be calling on you again.
I'm excited. That'll be fun.
Yes. And of course, thank you, Dee and Johnny, for hosting, and Jason for wandering into the studio and just making it as lovely as it was. Jason, kudos. Thank you. We love you. Yes. All right.
Willow Schuyler, I think, has just volunteered to do an homage to the Playboy Bunny. So before we go,
some of us might have that.
You think? I might have that. Listen, I'll tell you what. If we get to 5,000 subscribers,
you've already committed to something for 5,000.
Okay.
I thought it was 10,000.
No, we did 5 and 10. If we do 6, I will appear. But if we got to do it before April 11th. If we get 6,000 subscribers, I will appear on your show in a Playboy Bunny outfit.
Yes. Jason looks very disturbed. You have officially disturbed Jason. How in the world did you know? Oh. Jason, can we get you to dress up as a Playboy Bunny too on the show if we get to 10,000?
6,000.
I'm going bigger numbers with him.
Okay.
I mean, 10,000. Come on. Yes. I can't see.
He said 8.
8,000. Okay, so 8,000. Jason will show up with bunny ears at least.
I got a pair you can borrow.
So D'Elle, let's let our audience know where they can find everybody. Of course, D-Bar-T has her Instagram right there in her icon, D-Bar-T photo. But and D'Elle, I think I have a little. Here we go. You're on Instagram at D'Elle Memphis.
I am.
What about everybody else?
Magda, where can we find you?
I am on Instagram at Crafty Goth Creations.
Oh, please go look at her crafty golf creations. And her quilts are gorgeous. Gorgeous.
And I will be updating it soon because I have several projects that are works in progress that will be completed very soon.
And we are sending people your way.
Magda, what part of the country are you in?
Currently, I'm in Nashville.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dee and I are in Nashville. We need to connect.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be a lot of fun.
That'd be fabulous.
Lauren, where can they
I'd love to
find
play
you?
Dolly Dress Up. I'd love to play Dolly Dress Up with D'Elle. I have a closet full of clothes that you'd look fabulous in.
Oh, I will let you dress me up. Yes, please.
Well, I think DBRT would jump into that as
Oh,
well.
definitely,
So-
definitely. You do
I
know
like
also
playing dress up.
my other major costuming thing is corsets, so I might just have to strap someone in.
I volunteer. Look, there's several
No, I
that are
have-
volunteering.
Oh, and I have several sizes too, so I could probably accommodate.
All right. Lauren, where can we find
John's like,
you?
yeah. Let's
I'll
put
try
Johnny
and
in
go
a
through the
corset.
list quick. You can find me on
Mm.
Instagram, Geeky Gothic Gamer Girl. You can find me on TikTok, Geeky Gothic Gamer Girl. You can find me on Facebook, Geeky Gothic Gamer Girl, or you can go to my website, Up and Coming Soon. I think there's like a coming soon, geekygothicgamergirl.com.
Awesome. And Kat, how about you? Where can we find you?
My list is really short. You can find me on Instagram at @BMalone.
Awesome. And Jason, just by the lake.
Just by the lake.
Down by the bay.
Now, listen, Jason is... There's a real cosplayer under that mask. Do we want to reveal who this fine person is?
How about I at least tell you where to find him? How about that?
Yes.
Is that okay, Jason? Okay, so Jason on Instagram is Mid-South Maniac. And he truly is Jason. He truly is Jason. 100%. Put the hatchet down, Jason. We're trying to make you feel good about yourself, okay? Okay. We love Jason. Love for Jason. Love for Jason. I can't do that. I never can do that. Love for Jason. All right. But Mid-South, is it Mid-South _Maniac? Yep. Let me look. But yes, we can definitely find Jason on Instagram. And bear with me 2 seconds and I will tell you what it is. I should be a bit more prepared, but I'm not. Mid-South _Maniac. There you go. And he does have some stuff on YouTube that I would highly recommend watching. Highly recommend watching, including a Yep. You're a superstar, Jason. You're a superstar.
Yeah, he's a serial killer. That's Mommy's glove. Mommy's glove.
We train them young around here.
Glove.
See, DBRT, you're not the only one.
Sorry.
Yay!
So,
Nathan really liked Jason, by the way. He's like, who is that? I like his mask.
so Johnny, if they want to come and support the show and be part of the show and help us along, where can they do all of these cool things?
So it's really easy. So probably the best way right now is by doing our PayPal. Do a financial donation, PayPal, John Pica at johnpica.com. Now, here, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. At the advice of several people, we have decided to go ahead and create a dedicated Patreon page for the podcast so that we can, do some fun things and build revenue towards our big goal, our big dream, D'Elle. So
Yes.
We will probably be announcing that Patreon page within the next week, but also visit our sponsors, Cindy Kep. Check out the League of Impossibilists at patreon.com/impossibilists. And listen to our audio podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeart Radio. We've got several sponsors that work with us there, including we just brought on Books A Million and
Ooh.
BarkBox.
Yay! Like both of those.
So if you go to our Facebook page and you like our Facebook page, which you're going to do, every day we post a sponsor's deal of the day. And we just posted yesterday a New York Comic Con exclusive Edgar Allan Poe pop vinyl.
Oh, wow.
Available only through our affiliate link with Books A Million. So make sure you check out our Facebook page and support our sponsors, BarkBox, Books A Million, and Big Fat Brain Toys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
All
there
right.
you go.
Before we sign off, can we read through a couple of comments, because there's some really great ones here. Willow Schuyler states that Dee needs a Hugh Hefner robe.
to my Playboy Bunny outfit.
Okay, done.
Brian, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I think Brian is having a big old man crush on some Jason right now. So we have Jason for Hall of Fame 2021. He's also wanting to know, are we going to see more horror icon guests in the future? Yes. Yes, you will. With Ice Cream Queens, I promise you, we will bring some horror icons to you. And Jason will definitely be joining us again. And so, yes. Yay.
And yes, Brian, I did say Funko. That's all it is.
Well, that's it for our show today. And I want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you to all of the guests. And I hope that we see you very soon. And
April 11th.
April 11th. Good morning and good night.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Until the next time, we'll catch you on the flip side.